Okay, everybody, welcome to the 30 subscriber special. Today we're going to be talking about the American states and what I think of them. So let's just get right started, right into it. Okay, so obviously we start with Maine because it's called Maine. And then we go to Arizona. Everybody in Arizona lives in one county, so it's like exactly like Australia, except without being in Australia. Nevada is the same, except they have casinos. Colorado, it's the square-shaped state out west, not to be confused with Wyoming, the other square-shaped state out west. Nebraska is also one of those states that's out west, but you just never really know where out west it is. Everybody in Montana doesn't want you to know that it's really nice, otherwise you'll move there and ruin it. California, hopefully all the liberals move to California before the next tectonic event. Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana. Connecticut and Massachusetts both sound like words from a fictional American language. Vermont, more like Vermont. Alaska is if the Russians ever offer you to sell you land for like pennies on an acre, you should definitely take that. That's why we have Alaska. Washington, they really couldn't think of a name, so they had to reuse Washington. Uh, West Virginia, never heard of that place. I'm pretty sure it's just western half of Virginia. Arkansas, it's just pirate Kansas. Missouri, it's all a name, Missouri. Delaware, this state was the first to adopt the Constitution because it doesn't have anything else special going for it. Florida, just look up Florida man and your birth date, and you'll see why this is the weirdest place to live. Oregon, that sounds like a Pokemon. Idaho is just potatoes. Iowa, I know it's cliche, but Iowa is literally only relevant to the nation at large, like 1 month out of every 4 years. Like really, I know it's cliche, but like that's how it is. Kansas, almost forgot to add it to the list. Anyway, Hawaii, all I need to know about Hawaii, I learned from Lilo and Stitch. Kentucky, Kentucky is the only 10 I see. Wait, that's not right. Michigan, the Upper Peninsula should definitely belong to Wisconsin. Also, Wisconsin, told it's pronounced Wisconsin, and I don't care. Oklahoma, what's the thing with states having panhandles? Like Oklahoma is like literally the worst example of this. Minnesota, I prefer to call it mini pop. North Dakota is actually in the exact middle of the northern hemisphere, and South Dakota is in the exact middle of nowhere. Pennsylvania, everything I know about that state I learned from that one Ticket to Ride game expansion. Ohio, the earth isn't flat, it's actually just all Ohio. Rhode Island has got some roads, and it's not an island. Tennessee, did it hurt when you fell from heaven? Wait, I have not met a single Mary from Maryland. Utah, actually, surprising the amount of famous people from Utah, specifically authors, like, and they graduated from BYU, so Orson Scott Card, Ken Jennings' roommate, get this, even the authors of both Twilight and The Maze Runner, which explains a lot, actually. Okay, so now we need to talk about all the new states. So, first off, um, New Jersey. The original Jersey is actually an island in the English Channel. Like, I guess New Jersey's on the coast, and the Delaware River kind of cuts it off, except no! It touches New York, like, via land, so it's not an island, so what the heck? Also, New York is a city in England, so it makes sense when they renamed New Amsterdam to New York. But then why call the whole state New York? You're just confusing everyone. Also, New Mexico, literally touching Mexico. That's like naming your son after your brother to remember him, except your brother's still alive and staring at you like, bruh, what the heck? And New Hampshire is actually the only one that makes sense because Hampshire is actually like a shire or county in England, and so it's like an area. So like New Hampshire makes sense as a state name. The next one is Texas. The only thing worse than being from Texas is moving to the next state on the list, and that's Georgia. And I'm only going to visit Georgia so I can leave and never come back. The Carolinas are exactly the same in every way, and no one can ever disagree with me on that. Virginia is literally a state full of ballers. You got Patrick Henry, you got George Washington, you got Robert E. Lee, you got Thomas Jackson. You got literally nobody after the Civil War. I mean, it's just over after that. Illinois, more like Illinois, am I right? Ha ha ha. And then the final state on the list is, well, it's home. Thank you everyone for coming to the 30 subscriber special. Hopefully this was a rapid fire, fun experience, and just give me to 40 and we'll have another one.
Back home again in Indiana, and it seems that I can see the gleaming candlelight still shining bright through the sycamores for me. The new moon haze sends all its fragrance from the fields I used to roam. When I dream about the moonlight on the Wabash, then I long for my Indiana